Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Mr. Silver Brown's classroom. I am Mr. Silver Brown. This year I'll be teaching World History and AP Comparative Government. World History for sophomores, AP Comparative Government for seniors. Both subjects are completely and totally different. Therefore, the content is going to be significantly different. However, the standards and expectations I have for my sophomores and my seniors remains the same. I expect you to step up to the game. A note, grading in my classroom works like this: 70% of your grade is assessments, that's quizzes and unit exams. 30% of the grade is practical application, classroom citizenship, problem-based stuff, slide decks we do, those kinds of things. You must know your stuff to do well in this class. You're going to have to know your stuff to pass this class. Simply coming in and saying, well, I did the work and the work's wrong is not enough. You actually have to succeed and show that you know your stuff, your skills, and your knowledge of world history and AP comparative government for the class. For AP students, you are not required to take the test. You should, if you end up getting into a college that doesn't need the test, then why would you take it? So don't stress about taking the AP test. You will be prepared. You'll be ready to go, but you are not under any requirement. There's not going to be an alternative test or impact your grade or anything. Take it. Don't take it. It is entirely up to you. Now, to do assessments in this class, you are going to need a Chromebook. The school-issued Chromebook is the only thing can be used for an assessment. You cannot use your personal device. You cannot use your phone. Your phone's going to be totally put away, as we're going to see in a moment. But you must have a school-issued Chromebook. Now, to take that test, you need to know what's actually on the quiz for the section. This is where you go onto Google Classroom and you go to a hyperdoc. Go to Google Classroom, click underneath the classwork tab, and you will find all the units and sections we're doing. A hyperdoc is this. This is where you're going to get one, that what we're talking about. So right there it says class policy. That's our section topic. Two, you click on the link, you're going to get a video. You're not going to have a textbook in this class. It's done by video. We'll talk about that in a second also. And then we have the guided notes right over there on the bottom. That tells you exactly what I'm going to be assessing you on when you have a quiz. So in this case, notice it says for this section, you must be able to identify grade weights and their percentages. Well, you already know it's 70% assessment, 30% practical application. Bang. Identify the tool that is needed to take a quiz. School issued Chromebook. Identify the components of a hyperdoc. Cool. Section topic, video, guided notes. Look, it is that easy. I'm literally telling you what I'm going to assess you on. Now, what some students do is they actually print out these guided notes, and as the video goes along, they just write the answers. And then, bam, notes are taken care of. And that is actually going to help later on with retakes, as we're going to talk about. So, we don't do textbooks in this class. We do me. I'm your textbook. So this video is the only video the entire year that will be over 12 minutes. It's not going to be that much over 12 minutes. Every other video that you get is going to be a short segment, 12 minutes or less, of me discussing a type of section, whatever, for world history and for AP comparative government. If you want a textbook, I got textbooks here, there, textbooks all over the place. If you want a textbook, I'll give you one. But you're not going to be checking out a textbook for this class, okay? So that video that's me. You're going to listen to me in my beautiful voice, okay? You're going to come and take the quiz. AP Comparative Government, your quiz is almost always early. That's not necessarily the case with World. We might do some reinforcement before we do the quiz. Quizzes are done on the Chromebook. The Chromebook is locked. It is no more than 20 questions. Most quizzes are 10, some are 15. Rarely you have a 20-question quiz. The first take of the quiz is 99.9% of the time multiple choice. There's occasionally a short answer, but it's very rare. All right. So you take the quiz. The grade you get is the grade that you get. However, the job ain't finished. Okay. You have 1 week to take the quiz. If you do not take the quiz after 1 week, it automatically becomes a 0. And you're going to have to take the retake. Okay. Also, if every one of my students, meaning all AP comparative students or all world history students, if they all finish the quiz, I will return that quiz to you immediately. Or after 1 week, I will return the quizzes to you. On those quizzes, it will tell you which questions you got incorrect, so you can go study those questions if you want to do a retake. Okay. I am going to let you know your grades very fast. Usually the day of or the next day, I will have your grades updated in Aries in the grade book. But then it's going to be about a week before, unless, of course, everybody does their quiz. And I'll push the quizzes back out to you. You can see what you did wrong. Now, we run in the back, baby. We run in the back. Okay. These are the retakes. Okay. Every quiz is allowed one retake. You must hand me handwritten notes. No, they cannot be typed. No. You write them by hand. If you want to use that hyperdoc and print that off and then write the answers on those, that's great. Then I allow you a quiz retake. Quiz retakes are mostly short answer with some multiple choice. So you're going to have to know your stuff on the retake. You can retake one quiz a day. Remember, you're only allowed one retake per quiz, but sometimes you might have 2 or 3 quizzes in a week. And so you can't take multiple quizzes in a day. All right. You have 2 weeks to complete a retake. If you do not complete a retake within 2 weeks, that grade becomes final. If that grade is a 0, it is a 0. Okay. You can do retakes during U time before school, and I'm usually here an hour before school. You can come on in. Or some Wednesday and Friday mornings during my teacher PLC time, if you want to make an appointment and say, can I come in and at the very beginning get started on a retake and you got your stuff ready to go, I'll give you a thumbs up and you can do the retake. All right, so that's quizzes and retakes. Exams are straight up. All right, exams are literally your quizzes pretty much put together. I make maybe minor changes if there's situations, but it's just like a straight grade. Bam, that's what you got. Okay. If you did well on the quizzes, you're going to do well on the unit exams. You're also allowed to retake unit exams. You can retake a unit exam on any day we do an exam, and then bang, you're nailing that. Okay. Unit exams are probably somewhere between 60 and 100 questions. Um, and again, if you did well on the quizzes, you'll do great on the unit exams. Now, here's the thing, like any retake, and this is retakes for quizzes and it's retakes for unit exams. Your grade is the most recent. All right. So if you do a unit exam and you get like a 75, or a quiz and you get a 75, and you do a retake and you do worse, then the grade is the most recent. So taking a retake, it's a little bit of a risk. You got to know your stuff. But if you do any retake at all, the grade is always the most recent. It's not the highest of the two. It is the most recent. All right. The primary difference, of course, between a quiz and a unit exam is simply just length. It's just that there are more questions. But you can also retake unit exams as many times as you want on any day of a unit exam. And then that's all we do for finals day is unit exam retakes if you wish. But remember, unit exams and quizzes, you get the grade that is the most recent. It is not the grade that is the highest of the two. Okay. If you decide to go on a long-term absence, like a week or more, or short-term independent study, remember that you're responsible for all the work. So if I put something up there, and I will explicitly say must be completed by students on short-term independent study, you need to get that done. And also, when you return, you're going to have to retake all your quizzes, and same rules apply. Okay, so you bet if you go on any kind of long-term absence, you have to be organized because you are going to be responsible, and you're going to have to be able to have access to Google Classroom, and that's the way it is. Cell phone policy. Cell phones are not allowed in my classroom. They immediately will go into the caddy. There is going to be a caddy when you enter. See that little that thing over there, that little caddy up. It's going to look like that. Your name is going to have it correspond to a number. Your phone will go in that little pocket for the entire rest of the semester. It is not optional. You are never going to touch your phone in this classroom unless we're doing a project that requires maybe camera work. That's about the only thing. Or if there's a code red lockdown, in which case you will take your phone and you can contact your family. Otherwise, it is not to be on your person at all. Use the bathroom, phone stays in the caddy. This is not even a discussion thing. If you decide not to put it on there, I will simply say, would you please put it in the pocket? If you decide not to, or you're just like lying to me, which, everybody has a cell phone. I got it. Um, I will simply say, well, I need to confiscate your phone. And if you refuse, then you're already on your third offense in 5 minutes. And then you're into the 823. And then for the remainder of the semester, then you end up having to go in there and give them their phone every day. So cell phones are a no. So don't even bother. Okay. Keep it in the caddy when you walk in the classroom. Find your name, the number, bang, get it done. Bathroom passes. One person can go at a time. You're going to check in on the Chromebook, and you'll see it in the back of the classroom. Log into Minga, make yourself a pass, get there, and come back. I can revoke your bathroom privileges if I need to send like the Canadian Mounties to find out if you fell in or something. So don't do that. No passes the first and last 10 minutes of class. Okay, make sure you get that taken care of. Dress codes. Dress codes are controversial, but this is the Ukiah Unified School District dress code policy. Anything excessively revealing, inappropriate for professional workplace, promotes violence, promotes violations of laws, or advocates for racial, ethnic, or religious prejudice. Unsafe work environment. We're not in a shop, so not really worried about that. If you think they are sexist, racist, and classist, then we can have that debate. But if you are dressing something inappropriate, I will ask you to please change it or cover up. If you refuse, then I just send you to student activities, and you're going to have to get something to cover up that way, or I just send you out for dress code violation. Believe it or not, this stuff right here is not the worst dress code violation. The worst dress code violation are people that bring in Dodger gear because they are people of poor character, because the Los Angeles Dodgers are terrible. Go Giants. If you want to contact me, I am available at that phone number, 472-5836. The best way to contact me is by email at jsilverbrown@uusd.net. I am on campus usually 60 minutes before school every day. If you need to meet with me during lunch or after school, it needs to be by appointment. Come in. Always make your appointments. Do not ghost me if you make an appointment. Make sure you fulfill your end of the bargain. Minga is going to be dealing with time for you to meet with me for if you need any help, tutoring, that kind of thing. I'll be making a certain amount of passes for retakes and one-on-one support. Hey, and otherwise, enjoy the ride. Let's make this a successful sophomore and senior year. I look forward to working with you all.